welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm here today on Detroit Lake with Tim Miller. He is the president of the local chapter of Let's Go Fishing. And Tim, you have a moment in time here, a momentous event happening today.
Yeah, today we had our 5,000th client since the start of Let's Go Fishing here in Detroit Lakes. So that's why we're celebrating it. So.
And how was the celebratory fishing excursion today?
Well, they caught about 45 to 50 sunfish, and we had the group from Ecumen out today, and they had a great time. We were back by Longs Bridge and stayed out of the wind just enough so we could stay cool. So.
All right. Perfect. So these types of trips that you take, now talk to us a little bit about when this started, and being that it's the 5,000th guest, what types of groups do you take out, and how did this all come to be here in Detroit Lakes?
Well, we started 7 years ago. This chapter started, and actually there's 26 chapters in the state, but we started then, and from then on, in the beginning, it was just assisted or nursing homes. Then it became veterans. Then it became boys and girls clubs. And now it's just about everybody that calls and wants a ride, and we can try to fit into the schedule. That's what we try to do, to try to get families out and groups out, especially like you said, the veterans and the senior citizens, to get them out of the nursing home for the day. So.
Okay. Very good. So how many people can you actually take out on a boat here, a boat trip?
We can handle 13 people on the boat, which normally gets to be 9 or 10 clients and maybe someone from the home or whoever is heading that excursion, and then our 2 people or 3 that are always on the boat with us. So.
Very good. So we're here today on Big Detroit Lake, and we're talking to Tim Miller. He's the president of the Let's Go Fishing local chapter here in Detroit Lakes, and their 5,000th guest has been taken out on the lake here in the Detroit Lakes area. Tim, tell us a little bit about, so do you basically stick to the Detroit Lake area, Detroit Lake, or do you go out on other lakes in the area?
We have the boat at the Holiday Inn in Detroit Lakes on a lift, so it's easier for our people. But we do go to Lake Cormorant for Camp Casey, the Veterans Fishing Derby, and they bring the people out from Fargo, Moorhead area for a fishing derby for the veterans. And we went there this year for Camp Corral. We went to Frazee this year for Turkey Days. And we also go to Little Elbow Lake on the White Earth Indian Reservation, and we take the youth for Cops and Bobbers and their elders from the tribe. So that'll be a 3-day event we do in August.
Okay, wow. So you get around the area.
Yeah, and those are the times we take it off. We try not to take it off because it's hard for our older volunteers to handle the trailer and the pontoon. So the more trips we book on bigger Little Detroit is better for us. So.
All right. I'm here with Tim Miller, who is the president of the Let's Go Fishing local chapter. We're going to take a break and be back with more after this. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. Carol McCarthy here with Tim Miller, who is the president of Let's Go Fishing, the local chapter here in Detroit Lakes, celebrating their 5,000th 5,000th guest on the pontoon. Tim, tell us a little bit about the volunteers. You mentioned you have volunteers helping on each trip. Talk about how many volunteers you have in the organization, and if anybody wants to become a volunteer, how do they go about that?
Okay, we have approximately 45 to 50 active volunteers right now, from ages 82 to 18. In fact, one of the 82-year-old was with us today on the trip because he thought it was important to go. The people go and volunteer. We have a small training, and once we're done with the training, then they go on one trip, and then they're okay to go with us on the boat. And we're always in need of volunteers because everybody that we have is always got things to do in the summer. So it's hard to get everybody to fill in all the dates that we do. So with the 130, 40 trips that we'll do a year, it sometimes gets tough to find people to go that day. So.
Well, plus you do a lot of outreach too. I mean, you're in parades, and you're at sometimes events just kind of showcasing your organization.
Yeah, sometimes, such as a builder show, we'll go there so everybody remembers us, and then we want to thank our sponsors that way too. So there's so many people from around the area that have given money to keep this going because it is quite expensive, and just for the insurance alone. So we have to thank everybody locally that's given, and also people from now the Fargo-Moorhead area and everything are giving now, since we're taking quite a few nursing homes from the Fargo-Moorhead area too. Okay,
so it sounds like you're almost ready to expand here locally.
Well, we've expanded about as much as far as volunteers can go. Until we get more volunteers, we will stay around that 130, 40 trips a year. It's just that to make sure that other people get to learn about us and come out. So.
Okay. So you have one pontoon, correct?
We have one pontoon. It holds 13 people. It has 3 pontoons under it, so it can hold electric wheelchairs. So we can take 2 electric wheelchairs or 4 regular wheelchairs at a time along with other people. So it's very stable.
Yeah, so if people are interested, they're listening to this, do you book up trips pretty quickly?
Yeah, we do. We have the trips are booked, and Chris Tofson is the one that does all the booking for that. And her number is 849-3914. And you can call her and try to possibly book a trip for the rest of the year. And then we just find volunteers to go do it and try to fit it into the schedule. So.
Okay, and again, if anybody would like to or interested in volunteering to become a member of Let's Go Fishing,
again, they can call Chris Tofson at 849-3914 or Dave Holhalter at 847-5670.
All right, very good. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you soon with your, what is it, the next momentous occasion.
Yeah, I don't know what that'll be, but we figured 5,000 is a good time to stop and take a breath. So.
Okay, very good. Well, congratulations. And, you know, I like the fact that there's a canopy on this, so it's a very comfortable ride here.
Yeah, today with the high humidity and all that, and in most trips with the seniors, we always have the top up so that they enjoy the trip. We don't want them to get too much sun or anything. So it is quite nice in here.
So, Tim, before we go, though, too, I wanted to know if you've, what's the biggest fish that has been caught on your Let's Go Fishing excursion?
Well, the biggest fish that's been caught was caught last year. It was a 41-inch muskie that bit the sunfish and wouldn't let go, so we got it in and hurry up and took a picture and got it back in the water. So that was quite a deal. So.
Very good. Tim Miller, the president of the local chapter of Let's Go Fishing. Thanks so much, Tim, and congratulations.
Thank you.
For Hometown Happenings TV3, I'm Carol McCarthy.